Alright guys, we get it. Bitcoin is freaking boring and it's putting everyone to sleep. So today we'll be giving you guys the level that's going to trigger the next bullish alarm. So you better not hit the snooze on this one. And what's cracking, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha and this is today's Bitcoin analysis video. I have Sean next to me today. Sean, say hello to everybody.
Good morning. The
most exciting thing about Bitcoin right now is how I say Bitcoin like it just pumped, but
Krisha
unfortunately...
had to get me to this analysis,
Yeah.
screaming and kicking. I wanted to play Borderlands 3 with her, but she's like, no, Sean, we gotta do an analysis today. But nothing's happened, Krisha. Nothing's happened.
Sean, you read a statistic, right? That this is Bitcoin's lowest volatility, like ever? Or is it like the second lowest volatility in its history?
Measured on the 2-day time frame, it's the lowest volatility now.
But then let's just cut to the chase, okay? Let's basically throw away all the trash, all the noise. Let's get to what is important here. Even in this current consolidation, we've seen volatility dry out, right? Are we still looking at this picture on Bitcoin as a bullish picture?
Yes, Bitcoin is still bullish on the higher time frames and boring on the lower time frames.
So we've been giving you guys levels as to levels we're looking for Bitcoin to hold to keep us bullish. Now those levels, guys, were dynamic levels and some of those numbers have changed. We'll tell you exactly what those levels are that's keeping us bullish and what level are we looking for Bitcoin to lose to turn us bearish. Okay, so
you know what I think the market is doing, guys? Okay, I want to talk a little bit on this boredom. I think the market right now is squeezing out people who are waiting to sell at higher prices to fund the expenses that they've been holding off for. Right, at one point, people just give up on waiting. They're like, that's it, I'm just gonna take profits here at 30,000. It's a good level. Or that's it, I'm just gonna take losses over here at 30,000. I bought it at 40,000. It's a $10,000 loss. So be it, right? So people are going to capitulate on just theta, on just time passing by, as opposed to price going down and people giving up. Price could come down, and we're going to be talking about that in today's video. Key levels that Bitcoin needs to lose for us to say that, hey, this trend is done, and we're likely going to go into a more prolonged consolidation at lower levels. So yeah, Krisha has a couple of levels for you guys.
Right, so let's talk about the objective indicators that we have been talking about now, well, for almost a month, right? The first one, guys, was the Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame. Now, we did open a brand new week today, so we have a bunch of very, very new information on this chart. I want us to go ahead and switch on the Bollinger Band. Okay, now we were looking at how price reacts off the midpoint of the Bollinger. Now, the midpoint, guys, is that red line running right through, right? We're looking for Bitcoin to essentially close candles over the midpoint, all right, to tell us that, okay, the bulls still have the edge. Now, as far as the most recent weekly open is concerned, did we hold the mid? And yes, we did. Now, just to give you guys an idea of how Bitcoin has performed every time it has lived over the midpoint of the Bollinger, let's go ahead and we'll turn on some of our historic data points. All right, so here they are. On the run up from 3K all the way up to 14K, when we did take out the mid, guys, that started that sustained run from 4K to $14,000. This happened in March of 2019. Then we had the COVID dump. Once again, when we did rally, we did recover, we took out the first sign that, hey, the market is about to recover was Bitcoin taking out the mid of the Bollinger here on April of 2020. And just look at that sustained run to the upside, right? That went from around 8K all the way up to $60,000.
I do want to talk a little bit on this juncture over here, this entire area from around May all the way to October, November. People were so bored of Bitcoin over here. Many people in crypto simply just gave up on crypto and switched on over to trading TradFi. And back then, guys, even though the volatility was really boring, it had compressed, it hadn't compressed as much as it has done today. And look at the explosive move we had after, right? Boredom. The one breakout that we had to the top of the Bollinger Bands was sold into as well, but we held the middle of the Bollinger Bands the entire time. And then when the move started, Bitcoin just did not look back. So much so that even when we had this massive bear market over here with 3AC capitulating, FTX collapsing, we did not come back down to these levels over here that had bored Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The only thing I can surmise from this is perhaps we will not see Bitcoin at these levels underneath $30,000 again. Perhaps Bitcoin will run and never look back. maybe the next bear market only comes down to 40,000, 50,000.
And that's why I think things are still looking good for as long as we're living over the mid, okay? The Bollinger mid. Now, question is, where is the mid coming in at? The midpoint, guys, of the Bollinger comes in right here at around $28,693. It has actually moved up from last week. Losing this level, guys, okay, on the weekly time frame is going to be your first warning sign in that, okay, price wants to come down. But now, if we lose the Bollinger mid, is it all dead for Bitcoin? And the answer to that is no, guys. We're still going to be looking towards the Mango dynamic support. Now, we told you guys that we will be updating you on the levels on this indicator because it moves dynamically, and we did open a brand new week, which means we have new information on this indicator. Now, what are those levels? Well, here they are. The dynamic zone, guys, has moved up to $27,898, going all the way down to $26,041. This has moved up a good $1,000 since when we started talking about it. Okay, so these are moving dynamically, and it's a very, very important zone. Guys, if we lose this, it's bear market territory once again. So if you want to make sure that you're always staying on the right side of Bitcoin, make sure you hit the sub and the bell icon. That way you are always staying updated with these levels. As far as Bitcoin's picture is concerned relative to the dynamic now, guys, we're still living above it, okay? We're still holding it as support. And for as long as Bitcoin lives above the dynamic support zone, we are still gonna remain bullish on the cycle.
So we're above the weekly dynamic,
Yeah.
we're above the weekly Bollinger Band. There's a monthly level that we're holding as well, right, Kusha?
Yes, sirree. And that monthly level, guys, is none other than the monthly 21 exponential moving average. Okay,
As boring as Bitcoin has been, guys, as boring as Bitcoin has been, it's very difficult to be bearish when you're looking at all this underlying trend support. Okay, historically, if you add up all of these indicators together, it has been best to stay bullish on Bitcoin.
Exactly, Sean. Now, just to show you guys how well Bitcoin has performed off of 21 exponential moving average on the monthly time frame, it has been beautiful and really dictating, are we in a bull market or are we in a bear market? Now, if I go ahead and turn on some historic data points, all right, here they are. This chart dates all the way back to 2011, so I think that's pretty decent price history that we have. Now, this was the bear market of 2015, guys. When Bitcoin did reclaim the 21 exponential moving average in October 2015, that told us that, hey, it is bull market time. That started the run all the way from, what was that, $200 or $300 going all the way up to $20,000. All right, it's only when we lost it right here did we actually have that bear market capitulation phase all the way down to 3K, right? Once again, we took it out here, getting out of 4K all the way up to $14,000. Sean, we lost it here in that COVID dump, but when we did reclaim it, okay, on the month of April of 2020, that told us that, hey, things are changing, okay? We're getting into bull run phase. And what do you know? Price reclaimed it, didn't lose it a single time, and made our way all the way up to $60,000 off to the races. Once again, when we did lose it right here, this was April of 2022. That signaled bear market territory. We made our way all the way down from around $40,000 to $15,000, guys. That hurt. Okay, so you gotta heed to these objective indicators. So for now, guys, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, relative to the 21 exponential right now, we're living over it. All right, and that's very important to note. And that's why we're still leaning bullish, which is why every trade I take is going to be with a bullish bias. I am only looking for long trades, okay, on Bitcoin as well as the altcoins. Now, many of you guys in the US and the EU have been asking me which exchange should you guys be trading on considering the KYC restrictions. Now, for you guys, if you check out the description below, you'll find a link to the Femex exchange where you can trade if you are either in the US or in the EU. Now, I will be doing a video explaining some of the features on Femex, but if there are any specific things that you guys want me to cover on Femex, just let me know in the comment section below and I will make sure to include that in that video. Now, before we move on over to targets, guys, I want to take you guys on over to the Mango dashboard, specifically Bitcoin's chart. You'll find this on app.mangoresearch.co. I am noticing a signature here, and this signature might tell us when Bitcoin moves next. I want you guys to get on over to the weekly time frame. Now you guys have a bunch of one-click powerful indicators here. I want you guys to go ahead and click on swing lows and swing highs. Click that on, okay, and you're going to get your swing lows and swing highs, and I am noticing a pattern here ever since Bitcoin actually broke out. Now here's the bullish signature that might tell us when we get the next pump. I want you guys to notice this was 15K right here. When Bitcoin broke up, we put in a bullish consolidation. This was a bull flag, which then also broke up and then put in another bullish pattern right there, right? Which was a falling channel, which then also broke up. But then what really caused that breakup, guys? We got that breakout of that bullish consolidation when we took out the lower high right here on May 29, 2023. Okay, as soon as we took that out, that's when we made our way to the upside. Now, once again, guys, we're putting in a similar consolidation as we did right here. This too is a very, very narrow falling channel once again, and we finally have a lower high on this consolidation. That lower high, guys, comes in right here at around 30.2K. If Bitcoin breaks that 30.2K region, that is likely gonna start that next move to the upside. So that's what I personally will be looking for that next rally, 30.2K, for those of you who want to take note. Now, if we break 30.2K, what are the targets? Well, first target is $42,000. Second target is $62,000. I believe that the party starts when we break 42K.
So the move to $42,000 when the volatility finally picks up is, my, almost 50%. The move to $62,000 if the volatility picks up is 110%. That's more than a 2x cushion.
Yeah, exactly.
So the risk reward over here, guys, is very easy to manage, right? If we start losing all of these levels that Kusha talked about today, the weekly Bollinger Band, the mid of the weekly Bollinger Band, the weekly dynamic, and then the monthly 21 EMA over here, right? You have a lot of levels to manage your risk, right? And all of those levels are very, very close by. They're like a few percent underneath us. But the upside is potentially 110%, perhaps even more, right? That is an asymmetric trend trade that Mango loves. There's no way we're going to miss out on this one. And the market is trying to bore us out of our positions. It's not happening. It's not happening. We're going to stay Mango. We're going to stay stress-free. You guys keep it that way too. We'll see you guys in the next one.
With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the Mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.
Ciao.